Okay, so this is my third video for Olympic lifting. This is going to talk about the jerk, and I will show you the power jerk, and I will show you the split jerk. And so we'll try and go through the components fairly fast so this video doesn't get too long. But essentially we're going to be in the rack position. I can't get a good rack because there's no weight on this, but you want the elbows up in a nice rack position. When you get the jerk rack, the elbows are going to drop a little and go out a little bit. So they drop and go out a little bit to set for the jerk position. You want to have a grip on the bar. You don't want it like in your fingertips. I've seen people do this. We don't want to start that way. If we have to work with you on your own biomechanics, that's different. But we want to start with the textbook and then kind of move from there. So what we're going to do, we're going to dip into the power position. You've seen the power position in my other videos if you've watched them. We're going to dip into the power position. Okay, a nice vertical torso. Watch my dip. Boom. Butt goes straight down, torso is vertical, core is tight, don't get a jelly donut going on here, right? So keep that really tight, and what you're going to do, you dip into that power position, and you're going to drive, just like you're doing a push press, or any kind of movement where you're driving the bar off your shoulders with that dip and drive. So a push jerk, a power jerk, and again, the split jerk. So, all right, so what we're going to do, we have to make sure, I like to cock the head out of the way before I dip and drive. That's just my preference. You don't have to do it that way. You can literally dip, and as you drive, pull the head back out of the way. The bar should go straight up, okay? And then you land with the arms overhead. A little bit of internal rotation, or as much as you are able to, and shrugging the shoulders, just like we saw at the end of the snatch video. When we're overhead for Olympic lifting, internal rotation. You can see that on the video, internal rotation. And lifting, okay? Armpits down and forward, and again, lifting the shoulders, locking in that jerk, keeping it more stable, creating a one unit of the entire body instead of the arms being disconnected. If we external rotate, when it comes to these types of lifts, it does disconnect the body and the scapula does not lock. That's your shoulder blade. And so again, that's just an important fact. Now, so what we're gonna do is we're going to, I'm gonna go a wide grip here just because of my shoulder. So we're gonna dip. Okay, we're going to drive up. The bar should go to about the top of your head on that dip and drive. So again, I like to pre-cock my head back, dip, boom. So that drive brings me, so I'm up on my toes, that drive brings the bar to about the top of my head, okay? If I am doing the power jerk, I'm going to split my feet. So let's do it this way so we can see, okay? I dip, I drive to about the top of my head, and then, boom, I catch the bar, so I punch under the bar. Remember, we don't lift the weight or push the weight over our head. We shove ourselves under the weight. The drive comes from the dip and drive. That's the full ascent on the bar. And then I'm going to shove myself under the bar. Okay, I'm up on my toes here. You can see that in the video. And then I'm going to spread my feet just a little bit. Boom, and catch it, okay? In that position, stand it up. And that's your jerk. That's your power jerk. Power jerk, we move the feet. Push jerk, we don't move the feet. We don't use that in Olympic lifting, so I'm not going to show that in this video. It's a little bit more for speed and used a lot with CrossFit to get more reps. Now, as far as the split jerk, it's the exact same thing, so except we're going to have a different foot position in the catch. So I dip, I drive, and then I'm going to split my feet, right? Boom! And then I go, front foot goes back first, just a little bit, back foot goes forward, and then I'm in my neutral position. Now, as far as that position of the feet, okay, the front foot goes forward about 1/3, the back foot goes back about 2/3. When you recover, front foot comes back 1/3, back foot comes back about 2/3 to get into our neutral position. We never lower the bar before the feet are back in line with each other, okay? Another thing about this, which leg goes forward? There's a couple ways you can do it. One way I like, Dan Camargo talked about what he uses a lot of times, is he has people line up in a sprinter's position, okay? Now for some reason, I line up with my right when I sprint because I am right leg dominant, but when I split left leg dominant. But I would say about 9 out of 10 times in my experience, you will have your front leg of your split jerk will be the leg that you go forward on when you're going to sprint, okay? And again, if it feels uncomfortable, you can play with both sides. What you don't want to do, I'm big on symmetry, but what you don't want to do with this is you don't want to do it on the left and on the right. It's going to be very ineffective. It's going to mess your jerk up. You pick the leg that you feel more comfortable with. Start with the one where you would sprint forward on that leg, and then see how it feels and work with that. If for some reason you're like, this isn't working, switch to the other leg, see if it becomes more comfortable and more effective for you, okay? Another couple of important things when I do this split, right? So when I do the split, I'm just gonna do the feet here. So when I do the split, I said that the left goes forward, the right goes back about 2 times as much as the left goes forward, my left, your front leg goes forward. When I split, it's like I'm on train tracks. We don't want to split and spread the legs real wide. There could be a little movement, but not too wide, because then we lose our base. The other thing is I don't want to split too long and have this really, really long stretch, okay? Another thing is the front leg, the shin is vertical. Do not let it go past. You could be back a little bit, vertical. Ideally, don't let it come forward, the shin on this, okay? If you do, the weight's going to shift forward. It's just ineffective. The back leg, don't kickstand, okay? Don't straighten that back leg, soften the back leg. And what we want is we want the weight sitting 50-50, so 50% of the weight's on the front leg, 50% on the back leg. I should feel nice and stable here. Soft bend in the back leg, but I'm still very stable. I'm up on the ball of my feet, so I don't know if you can see it on the video, but I'm up on the ball of my feet on the back leg, okay? I'm flat on my front leg. Toes are facing forward. They can face slightly in the toes, heels slightly out, never the other way. Toes never go out. And I don't care what you guys are seeing on YouTube videos or top-level Olympic lifters. They've maybe made modifications for their biomechanical changes. Or listen, let's be honest, they're freaks of nature. You are probably not doing or able to do what they do. Let's be safe. Let's protect our knees. Work with the textbook. Your coach can make the adjustments as needed. If you have any questions, post them to YouTube. I think that covers a lot of the components, at least of the jerk. But if you have any questions, go ahead and post them. I'll do my best to get to you. Stay strong. See you next time.